Many self-employed lads, plasterers and other tradespeople that I know personally and that I've worked alongside and still do work alongside, truth be told, many of these people have become workaholics. What do I mean? Well, they're obsessed with work. From the second the alarm clock goes off until they go to bed at night, their whole thought process is work. They're addicted to work. And it's sad, and it's not something that they do on purpose. It's just part of the process of becoming self-employed, building up a customer base, getting busy, becoming reliant and dependent upon the income that your business produces for you. Then you might start a young family, so now you've become responsible, you know, to feed children and support your wife. You might have got a mortgage out on a home, on a property. You might get a couple of cars, one for you, one for the missus, or maybe you just got your work van, or whatever it is. Start getting stuff on tick. So now you work harder and harder to try to keep the wolf from the door and try to keep all these plates spinning. What us blokes typically do when we're self-employed, when things get hard, we'll throw ourselves into work even more, thinking it, you know, if I plaster more walls, then I'll earn more money. On a surface level, it makes sense, doesn't it? Plaster more walls, earn more money. Common sense, yeah? More sales, more money. However, that leads to burnout. And that's what happened to these buddies of mine. It's happened to myself as well in my late 20s. I've become burned out. If you speak to most plasterers that are like mid-30s to 40s, they'll tell you that they've become burned out in their career at some point. They've become burned out at some point. So in this video today, we're going to talk about the self-employment trap and how we can avoid it, and what are the alternatives to becoming a workaholic. Can you have a balanced, normal family life and earn good money and have decent mental health when you're self-employed? I would say yes, you can, but you have to switch off. You have to earn decent money in a short amount of time, so that you're not doing 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, like most spreads do when they're self-employed and they've got a young family and they've got a van on tick. And the missus wants a holiday, and you know, you've got this going off and that going off. The psychology is we'll just work harder and longer, you know, to pay the bills and keep the money coming in. Another problem that happens is we look for reoccurring work. Builders, for example. It's good to find a handful of reliable, consistent builders that gives you a stream of work. However, you're gonna cap out at your 200 a day or your 250 a day, aren't you? You're gonna hit that ceiling. That means that now, if you want that £1,000, you need to be doing 4 solid hard days to get the grand to pay your bills. That's your basic pay. What if you want to earn more than that? What if you want to earn 2 grand? Not going to earn 2 grand a week working for builders, are you? So, nothing wrong with working for builders, and it's a good starting point, I would say, for any self-employed spread. Go and work for builders for a few years. You know, get that mileage behind the trowel and learn all the different aspects of the building game as well. Because when you work for builders, you absorb all this knowledge and all this stuff that's going off in your environment with all the other trades, bricklayers, plumbers, chippies, electricians. You kind of get a really good insight, and you can immerse yourself in the renovation process of building work, which is great. But let's get it straight, builders are trying to make a profit, so you're a cost. So you're not going to earn high profit working for another tradesperson and riding piggyback on another tradesperson. on your 200 a day or your 250 a day. Now, to some people that might sound like absolutely fantastic money, and it is. But if you're in business, if you've started a business and you've got a mortgage, kids, you know, and everything else going off, and your body's now not 22 anymore, now you're like 36, pushing into your 40s, late 30s, 40s, at some point, you're going to have that conversation with yourself. How long can I carry this on for? How long can I keep cranking out big lids on my own and, you know, knocking out 8 bags of skim a day and all this? Because we've all done it. Say, you know, we start off young, we start off smashing out the big 4-bag hits and the barrels, and, you know, we all do it. Treat plastering like a sport. But then you creep into your late 30s, you could probably still do it. But you're having that chat with yourself now, thinking, I'm getting fucking fed up of this. I'm getting fed up of this. Going home battered, looking like an earthquake victim. You know, lying down in a fetal position on the sofa, absolutely battered. And you can't do fuck all for the rest of the evening. You're writing your weekends off as well. Normally you work Saturday. Sunday you're absolutely battered. You can't keep that up into your 40s. So, what do we do about it? Easy. Start targeting high profit domestic work. Cut out the middleman. Lose the builders. And you want to go direct to the homeowner with your marketing, which you can set up for completely free, by the way. Build your strong marketing campaigns. Build your brand up strong. You'll start attracting customers in your local area that are looking for high quality trusted tradespeople. People with a few quid. Market yourself properly, position yourself properly, and you can start targeting these high profit jobs. That way you can do 4 days a week, relaxed. Now, come on, plastering's not easy, is it? So even if you're doing a couple bags a day, you're still getting a sweat on, you're still getting yourself covered in shit, you know, and it's still graft. You've still got the sheeting down, the clean up, the mixing up, and all the rest of it. But what I'm saying is, it's not as intensive and it's not as brutal as cranking out 6, 7, 8 bags per day on your Norman Bates and then going home trying to be a dad and trying to be a good husband and trying to have a bit of energy. It's going to be a damn sight easier for you to focus and niche down on these little high profit jobs. That's what I help lads to do in this coaching program, and it works very, very effectively. We use Google. It's organic marketing, so you don't pay a penny for adverts, for Facebook boosts, for Google ads, nothing like that. It's all done organically using free platforms and video marketing. So if you're about there and you're at that stage and you're sort of questioning things like, you know, where am I going with my plastering career? Because I can't keep this up. I can't keep up working for builders on site and, you know, getting out at 7 and cranking out fucking 8, 9 bags of skim till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then going home and picking the kids up and doing bath time and doing dinner and all the rest of it. And then you've got sort of quoting on top as well. And that's another point. The amount of hours that self-employed lads are spending on quoting is ridiculous. Most self-employed spreads will finish on the tools knackered, covered in sweat, knackered, right? And then they'll drive around people's houses looking at jobs. A lot of them are going to be price shoppers and tyre kickers. Driving around in your free time. We've finally finished on the tools. Let's be real as well. Plastering's one of the most physically hardest jobs out there. Physically torturing. And then you finish, and then you're driving around looking at people's houses and looking at their jobs in your evenings. Come on. I did this, and I know that many, many young lads are still doing it. Oh, you can't price a job off photos. Listen, get a video off the customer, a video walkthrough, and give them a rough estimate. Okay, if this is presented properly in a professional manner, you'll have absolutely no trouble converting these leads and winning the sale. Not only that, you can pull a deposit, a booking deposit for the job, and you haven't even left your home, you haven't even left your van. Once you build up your social proof and your reviews that strong, you don't need to be driving around looking at 3, 4, 5 jobs a week, only for like one of them maybe to get back to you, and the rest just ghost you. Think, yeah, thanks for coming round, appreciate you coming round. I've got 4 other plasterers coming round, you know, in that week as well. That. You don't want to be competing for scraps. You want to be the number one. You want to be the go-to guy in your area. You don't want to be competing. That's why platforms like Checker Trade, My Builder, Rated People, they don't work. They don't work, guys. You need to lose the crowd. You want customers to come directly to you, not to these pop-up trade association lead gen sites. It's all a fucking scam. It's ridiculous. 300 quid a month to be on some list. We all know it's total trash, don't we? If you're a workaholic, and it's not an easy thing to admit to, it's not an easy thing to admit to that you may be a workaholic. I had to have that chat in the mirror. I had to have that chat after my missus had the chat with me, because I denied it all. I don't think about work that much. I'm not obsessed with work. You know, I've got to keep a roof over your heads. That's why I'm always obsessing over work. That's why I'm always on the phone to customers and driving around till 7, 8 PM at night looking at jobs. That's why I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and send emails and quotes. That's why I'm not back till 8 PM. That's why I'm working all through my weekends when I should be going to the park with my kids. That's why I can't read my son a bedtime story when he goes to bed. That's why when he comes up to me and I'm on my phone and I say, go to your mum, talk to your mum, daddy's busy. It's not because I'm obsessed with work and that I'm a workaholic. It's because I'm self-employed and this is just the way that it is. This is bullshit, lads. Total bollocks. Why would you go self-employed to have a worse life than you would if you were working for a company? And then tell yourself, well, this is just the way that it is. All self-employed lads work like this, and all self-employed lads are obsessed with work and customers and cash flow and invoicing and sending quotes and, you know, dealing with tax, dealing with van dramas. This is the way that it is. It doesn't have to be. It's because you haven't created any kind of systems or balance in your life to orchestrate all this shit that you're trying to deal with on a daily basis. So you're just winging it, making it up as you go along and copying other self-employed people that are also dysfunctional. It's a difficult conversation to have, but once the penny drops and you think, I am a fucking workaholic, that's when you can sit down and make a plan. However much money you need to earn in a week, you need to be earning that in 40 hours, not 80 hours. You need to be earning that in 40 hours. You know, most self-employed lads say, oh, I'm earning much more money now that I'm self-employed. Yeah, fucking I bet you are, because you're working twice the amount of hours that you did when you worked on the books for somebody. Hit the link below if you want more information on the coaching program, and I'll talk to you on the inside of the group.